Hi, and welcome to the Boss Body Podcast. This is Sarah Haas, and I am so glad you're here with me. So, today I'm doing a solo episode, so it's just me. And the reason is I have a topic to cover that has been very top of mind for me lately, and something that I hear over and over again from so many women that they want to hear more about menopause, how to deal with the weight creep, and how to improve your metabolism. So I turned 53 a couple of weeks ago, and I am proudly postmenopausal, as you all probably know. I had breast cancer 5 years ago. By the way, 5 years cancer free as of March. And I underwent chemotherapy, which immediately put me into menopause. So I was thrown into it rather abruptly. And that's one of the reasons that I really threw myself into understanding what goes on through and beyond menopause, the changes that happen in your body, the changes with your hormones. And I did experience some weight increase over the next few years, even after I was finished with all my treatments and I was able to get back to eating regularly and exercising regularly. And I hear this from so many women that that's something that they struggle with a lot. So today I'm going to give you my top four strategies to rev up your midlife metabolism. So it's no secret that your metabolism slows as you age. It starts in perimenopause, continues on through until you hit that menopausal mark, and then beyond into postmenopause. So you've all heard the terms like the menopause middle and the midlife creep. And one of my personal favorites, the shifting sands of time. So the fact is, the average woman will gain about 1.5 pounds per year throughout her adult life. So if you really think about it, that's enough to add on about 40 pounds by the time we're in our 50s. If we don't take the steps we need to combat that perfect storm of the hormones, the muscle loss, and the stress that are slowing down those fat burning engines. And as you know, when we are carrying extra weight, it not only affects our self-confidence and our self-esteem, but it has serious implications for your health. It increases the risk of diabetes and heart disease and high blood pressure and stroke and respiratory problems, all of these things. And then there's extra stress on your joints because of the weight that can lead to arthritic issues and limit mobility and make it harder to exercise. And we all want and deserve to age well. We want to be able to enjoy all the activities we love. We want to move through our day with confidence and ease. And there are things that we can do. So, what the heck is going on? First of all, I'm going to explain what's going on in our bodies and why our metabolism is changing, and then give you those four strategies so you'll know exactly what you can do about it. So, first of all, let's talk about what metabolism actually is. Quite simply, it is the rate at which your body burns calories for energy. And as we age, that metabolic rate slows down. First of all, because of the hormonal changes. The estrogen, the progesterone, they're all decreasing. And then that triggers these metabolic changes in our body, and it causes us to burn fewer calories throughout the day. So the second thing is losing muscle mass. Women lose about 5% of their muscle mass per decade. And sadly, it peaks around age 30. So after age 30, every decade, you're losing around 5% of your muscle mass. So why is this important? That is because muscles burn calories. Muscles are one of the primary drivers of your metabolism. Muscles are hungry. They burn calories 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when you're at rest, even when you're sleeping, even when you're watching TV. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you're burning all the time. And this is why men can release weight so much easier than women. It's because they have more muscle mass. The third thing is a lot of us become more sedentary as we age. The amount of physical activity we do goes down. We're working at sedentary jobs. We have a super busy lifestyle. We're juggling all the things, work, careers, families, taking care of aging parents, taking care of kids, whatever it is. And some of us have just simply gotten out of the habit. It's just been so long since we have moved our bodies that we're out of the habit. And as women, we tend to prioritize everybody else above ourselves. And when you have that really long to-do list every single day, and you put yourself at the bottom of that already way too long to-do list, that's usually the thing that's not going to happen. So if you take care of all the things all day long and put exercise at the end of the day, you're going to be too worn out and it's just not going to happen. And then the other thing is stress. Midlife is a time of major shifts. For me, my children are growing up. They have left the nest. They're in college. Some of us have career changes or relationship changes or are going through retirement, divorce, aging parents. All of these things can contribute to really high stress levels. And when we're stressed, our bodies produce a hormone called cortisol. And cortisol affects insulin. So when we release a lot of cortisol, we also release a lot of insulin, and insulin is the fat storage hormone. And it will cause us to store fat, especially around the midsection. So we have all these hormonal things going on, the estrogen, the progesterone, the cortisol, the insulin, and it's sort of the perfect storm all coming together. Menopause is unavoidable. As women, we will all go through it. However, the weight gain does not have to be part of that. So I want to talk to you about just a few lifestyle adjustments that you can do so that you can turn this around and get your metabolism back up and running at full speed. My first strategy for revving up your metabolism is to break up with sugar. Sugar is an absolute killer of metabolism because sugar digests so quickly that it spikes your blood sugar. It spikes insulin. And as I mentioned before, insulin is the fat storage hormone. So the more sugar you're eating, the more fat you're going to store. The second way to rev up your metabolism is to build lean muscle. Like I said before, as we age, starting at around 30, we're losing muscle mass every decade. And muscles are the primary driver of your metabolism because the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. So as those muscles start to deteriorate, your metabolism slows. So it's kind of like the old adage, if you don't use it, you lose it, because you can build lean muscle. The number one way to do that is through strength training, otherwise known as resistance training or lifting weights. However, for some people, that is a big jump. If you are sedentary, going all the way to strength training might be a little intimidating, or you may not know where to start. It may be too hard. And so what I say is start with walking. Walking will help you start increasing that muscle mass. Plus, it's great for your body, it's great for your mind, it's great for your mood, and it doesn't take much time. Literally 10 to 15 minutes a day can really start making a huge difference. You're going to have more energy, you're going to feel more confident. So get out there and start walking and start increasing that lean muscle mass. My third tip is a bit of a mindset shift. A lot of us are told that in order to release weight, we need to deprive ourselves. We need to take away. We need to focus on all the things that we shouldn't have. There are good foods, there are bad foods, and we just need to say no to the bad foods. And I like to really flip that around. Instead of focusing on all the things you need to take out, my method is to focus on what you need to add in to your diet. Because once you start adding in all the nourishment, all the nutrition, all the good things that your body needs to thrive, you're going to feel full and satisfied, and you're not going to feel deprived. And then that's going to sort of crowd out the less than healthy stuff. And when you switch that mindset, you're not waking up focusing on all those things that you shouldn't have. You're waking up thinking, these are all the goodness that I need to add in to my day so that I'll be full and satisfied and fueled and supporting my hormones and my metabolism the way that it needs to be supported. And that brings me to my fourth strategy, and that is to add in protein. Women are protein deficient, and protein is the building block of muscle. So if you are trying to build and retain your muscle mass, protein is critical. The other thing is protein digests slowly, so you stay fuller longer and you're not as hungry. You don't eat as many, maybe not so nutritious snacks. And so, if there's one thing that I can tell you to focus on adding in, it would be protein. All right, so let's just do a quick recap of these four strategies that you can start using right away to get your metabolism back up and running. The first one is break up with sugar. That is going to help you balance your blood sugar and your hormones so that you can stop storing that fat, especially around your midsection. The second one is building lean muscle. Muscle equals calories burned equals the speed of your metabolism. So the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism will be. Third is changing your mindset to what you can add in so that you'll feel nourished and full and satisfied, and so that your body will be getting everything it needs to thrive. And the fourth one is to increase the protein in your diet. It is the primary builder of your muscles, and it also helps keep you full and satisfied longer. If you are more than ready to start putting these strategies in place, I know summer is just around the corner and you want to look and feel your best. I have an awesome opportunity for you. I just opened the doors for my 5-day metabolism reset. This is a program that I created specifically for women in midlife, menopause, and beyond to give your body that quick reboot, to balance your hormones, to speed up your metabolism, and immediately start releasing that fat. By the way, most of the women who have joined my program in the past have been able to release 2 to 8 pounds in just under a week. So it is an amazing program. We're not starving ourselves. You're not going to go hungry. There's no weird juices or shakes or anything like that. we're going to be focusing on that adding in concept that I talked about. We're going to learn how to nourish our bodies with all the foods that support your hormones and speed up your metabolism, and then reducing the foods that cause fat storage. I'm going to give you simple, easy meal prep strategies. You'll get a done for you plan with tons of easy recipes. The whole thing is 5 days. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's not overwhelming. And you're going to get 4 live trainings with me. So I will be supporting you every step of the way. And I'm also throwing in some bonuses, one of which is my Walking for Weight Release 6-week program so that you can get started building that muscle right away. Once you're finished, you will have really created a foundation of practicing healthy habits so that you can keep that momentum going on through the summer months and get to reaching your goals. You deserve to look and feel your best. And my 5-day metabolism reset is the perfect way to start feeling lighter and more joyful and more confident. So if you are interested, you can get all the details in the notes below or on my website at sarahhaaswellness.com. I want to thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon.